Hey guys, another beautiful sunny morning. Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Does it matter? What amazing days we're living in. Anyway, this morning I was going to look for a few minutes at Psalm 123, which is the psalm that comes after Psalm 122. And I'm looking at these psalms, Psalm 120 to Psalm 134, the songs of ascents, because it seems to me that as God is calling us to come up to the high ground, come up to his presence, spend time with him, that these psalms do say something to us concerning the dynamics of coming up to the presence of God or entering into the presence of God. And let me just read Psalm 123 first. It says, "Unto you I lift up my eyes, O you who dwell in the heavens. Behold, as the eyes of servants look to the hand of their masters, as the eyes of a maid to the hands of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God until he has mercy on us. Have mercy on us, O Lord, have mercy on us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorn of those who are at ease, with the contempt of the proud." Wow. And the first thing I notice about Psalm 123 is how it opens. "Unto you I lift up my eyes, O you who dwell in the heavens." And for those of you who have been listening to these, whatever you call them, vlogs, podcasts, I don't know, Shedcast, it is quite similar to the beginning of Psalm 121, where it says, "I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence comes my help." Psalm 123, "Unto you I lift up my eyes, O you who dwell in the heavens." And I noticed there that there is a slight shift in that in Psalm 121, he's lifting up his eyes to the hills. In Psalm 123, he says, "Unto you," so that there is an intimacy there that is a step up from what we saw in Psalm 121. "Unto you I lift up my eyes, O you who dwell in the heavens." And he dwells on this image of our eyes being lifted up to him. And it just resonates very strongly with me concerning what I was saying yesterday about hearing the still small voice, being still enough to hear the still small voice of God. As I said yesterday, Bobby Connor quotes, "God shouts his truth from the rooftops, but he whispers his secrets." And it does seem to me, that in these extraordinary days in which we live, God is calling us into a deeper intimacy with him, where things that ordinarily we wouldn't hear in the common hustle and bustle of our days, he wants in this season to whisper things to our hearts that will change us. Someday they will tell us, "You can go out again, you can resume your life." Someday they will tell us that. But we will come out to a world that is not the same. And we need to be ready. And God is at this point in time making his voice available whispering his secrets to those who will draw near and draw close to him, to prepare us so that when we get out into the streets again, we will be ready for what we find there. I believe this is what God wants to do. Now, there is a little caveat with that is contained in how this psalm concludes, because it brings our attention to that he is experiencing, as he is quietly waiting on the Lord, he is experiencing contempt, scorn. And you would think that if you were to say to those around you, I am just wanting at this time to be close, to be present with the Lord, that you would think that people would say, oh, wow, that's the best thing you could ever do. Not everybody says that. Not everybody says that. Many people think that what we have always done will be sufficient for what we will have to deal with in the future. That if we just carry on as we have always carried on, and I do believe it's a good thing to use social media and use whatever's available to us to stay connected and to keep in touch, but that over and beyond that, we need to be aware that how we have done things in the past will not be sufficient. And if that's your point of view, you may come in for a certain amount of criticism, and you may come in from a certain amount of scorn from he says, with the contempt of the proud, because you see, it's pride to think that we know what we are going to need in the future. It is pride to think that we are well prepared for the world that we are going to go out and have to encounter. So don't be surprised if not everybody approves of the idea that you want to spend time in the secret place with God until you hear. It says the eyes of the servant look to the hand of their masters. You know, the servant is not doing anything, is not contributing anything, is not offering suggestions, is not thinking that they can do whatever they want. The servant is waiting for them and watching the master to see what he will say, to just see his hand move. And that's where I believe we need to be at this moment, to be ready for the day when they say you are free to go out on the streets again, to be ready for the world that we find out there. That's my thought for today. God bless you all. Amen.